So good afternoon, and sorry for disturbing everyone's lunch and shortening it, but I've been made to do a quick talk because we're sponsoring the evening and today, so I've been forced to do a quick talk. So I'm just going to, on behalf of TWA, I'd just like to say thanks for the BACS for allowing us to sponsor the event. It's always really fun for me to come here. I think last year when I went to the BAC, the joint event, it was at the Macallan, and I think that was really fun. And I think I had a quick segment where I shared about me scanning the first folio. So today I'm just going to share quickly a little bit about one of my favorite projects from this year. And it's not really about drinks or anything or alcohol, but it is something else that us British are also addicted to, which is Twinings. So this year we had a project with the 10th generation of Twinings, which is Stephen Twinings, and we digitized a lot of this packaging, posters, and lots of different kind of promotional material that they had. So we worked with him on that, and that was really fun for me, especially because I came from a design background, so it was really fun for me to look at all the designs and graphic design, things like that. A little bit about me is, so my name is Nathanael. I've been at TownsWeb for 7 years now. I started off in the production studio, so I was doing a lot of the scanning, the digitizing, the photographs. And throughout the years, I've been able to visit a lot of archives, including a lot of archives of people here actually. So I've been able to visit Robert at Pernod Ricard up in Keith. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I've visited Diageo before and Bacardi, and it's been really cool to see all these archives. Even though I don't drink, so I have no concept of how good the drinks are, but it was really cool to see the bottle designs for me anyway. So what I'm actually here to talk about today is kind of about behind the scenes of one of our projects. And this project is something quite new to us, which is product photography. And it's not something we've done very often, but for this particular project, there was a lot of stages and a lot of challenges that we faced. So I'm just going to talk about behind the scenes and how we tackle them challenges today. I hope this video plays. So I'm not allowed to mention what the company is, so it's a clothing brand in London, and we're signed under an NDA, and you might think you know this company, but you won't. Did I press something? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll watch it on YouTube. Okay, so back to the PowerPoint. So some of you might think, oh, I know what this brand is, it's Dr. Martens, but it's not. This was actually my colleague's boot, and we just used his shoe as an example of a whole process that we went through, just to demonstrate what we actually did. So since I'm not allowed to show you what it actually is, so do I use this? Okay, so here is a quick workflow of all the things that we did. I'm going to be talking about these 5 points and how we kind of worked on these 5 points. So there's a quite complicated workflow there, but you can kind of see how it works. So this project wasn't just a product shoot, but it actually entailed all these different points for this project, and I'll just go through all these. So the challenge for this project was that the client actually, they were moving sites, so they had a massive site and they were looking to downsize and move away and put all their objects into a storage site. But before they did that, they wanted to digitize everything. They wanted to have metadata and taxonomy on all the different items before it went away, so they knew what they had. But the problem was they didn't know what they had, and they didn't know how much things they had, and they didn't know where it was. So as we started the project and as we went, we found out that they would just be discovering more items from different locations as we went. So every few months they'll be like, oh, we just found a few thousand items in this storage. And we're like, okay, we just got to do it then. So this is one of the challenges for us, that because we had to help them through this and help them manage all the items that they found and all that they had. So the first point we had is the tagging and the barcoding. So as you saw in the video, the first thing we did was actually we would put each item, a shoe or whatever, into a bag, and then we would attach a asset tag onto each item. This enabled us to scan and log everything that was given to us, and every item was tagged with a QR code and bagged. And then we put them all into separate boxes, which the box was also tagged with another QR code. So then we were able to log every single thing, where it was stored, how it was stored, and just know that we're not missing anything. And this gave us a way to manage the collection physically. It sounds simple, but it was really a game changer for us for visibility and control, especially when a lot of items are coming in from different destinations. The next thing we did was, do I press this? Okay, well, is the taxonomy and metadata. So the client didn't have any metadata on any of the items that they owned. So what we had to do was we worked with them we gave them a taxonomy sheet, and they kind of filled it in for every single item, and then we allowed them to put this into our system that we built for them, and they were able to log all the metadata. As you can see here, there's year, size, product code. I have to cover the brand there. What kind of categories, footwear, and you see that with this, we were able to match this with the barcode and the item that we scanned for them. So why is this important? It's not just about knowing what something is, it's about being able to find it again in the future easily, especially when we're dealing with tens and thousands of items. And once we realized this, our IT team had to develop this software to kind of store this metadata and allow the scanning and the barcode, everything to work seamlessly together. And that leads us on to the next thing, which is the photography part. Like I said, it wasn't just simply taking a photo of each one, but we had to, some of them we would lay flat on the ground if it was closed. Maybe it was shoes, we would stick standing, and then sometimes we'll do 360 as well. As you can see, there's a QR code stuck on the bottle, which we don't normally do, but this is just example to show, so we can see the rotation. So we wouldn't, normally we just put it in the bag and then we tagged it onto the bag instead. So this makes it easier so we shot all of the material in a product photography style, so the client could easily, when they go onto the item that they're looking for, they can see the professional image here, and they can locate the metadata and find the product that they want. And this makes it really easy for the client's internal kind of marketing team, sales team, any social media team, product development to search and identify what they're looking for. And they can just get a quick good visual image that they can use to identify that. And the next point is there's the boot again. So the next point is actually the storage and display. So once everything was photographed and tagged, then we put them onto a platform where they were able to, anyone from the internal team could access all the items. And this is a critical part of the process using the platform, because made sure anyone could retrieve any of the items on demand. Whether it was for exhibition, product launch, or internal reference, the system we developed allowed the archives and the archivist or the marketing team to recall the items and to search for the items whenever they needed to, because they could use this platform to filter through the metadata that they created with us and search for whatever year or item that they needed to find. And the last part of this, so that's this is the behind the scenes of us shooting it. So we actually did this on site at the client location because there were so much items, so we had to set up and bring all of our equipment onto the location. Good thing is what they were moving away, so it kind of felt like an abandoned building to us, which is kind of scary sometimes. But you can see here, sometimes we had to use the mannequins, and there's a shoot of the bottle and laying flat all these kind of different items. So the last thing we had to do was the recall. I don't think I have a slide for this. But what we had to do was, the recall allows us to tie everything together. So using the images and the metadata now, the client can now search across various fields, like the year, the category, anything like that, and find whatever they're looking for. But not only can they just look for the image and download it, but they can now actually recall the physical item as well. Because it's been tagged and tracked, then when all these items is moved into storage, they can just go to the platform, search for whatever they need, and if they want to actually have the physical project, they just can use the platform to recall it, and they'll know exactly where it is and what box it's in and what storage it is in. And I was just going to, I'll quickly show an example of a platform which is not the one again. Maybe I won't. Okay, I'll just move on then. So some of the challenges we faced were things like handling the different types of items and the unique kind of items. There were lots of different shoes and clothes, lots of range of items that we didn't know what was going to come. So we had to make all these different setups to accommodate all of them. And like I said, we were on site, so that was really hard. And one of the days they said that they lost electricity and there was a power cut. So they were just in the abandoned building in the dark, no electricity, no heat. And then I think they were just boxing and making boxes and bagging things and doing what they could. And I think one of the hard things was transferring the items to storage, obviously, because the logistics of that is quite hard. But with the QR coding and the tagging, it helped us just keep a location of where everything's going, if it's coming onto site, if it's going to storage. And it really helped us just keep track and make sure we didn't lose anything. Okay, so apart from this product photography project, I'm just going to quickly talk about one of our main things that we do, which is the digitization side of things like archive material, like bound volumes, maps, film, anything like that. And I'll just show this video very quickly, or not. Okay. Does it work? No? No, maybe I won't show it. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with talking about the technical details of scanning a bound volume, but I'm just going to talk about some of the hard things that we did struggle with when we were scanning bound volumes. And one of the things is scanning oversized or fold-outs in books. A lot of the times, the technicians are just scanning and they kind of get into a rhythm of turning the page and scanning, and that helps us go quite fast. But once in a while, a loose thing comes in or a poster is just stuck onto the page and we have to fold it out, and it kind of ruins their rhythm. But also, sometimes it might not fit into the original equipment that we're using, so we have to maybe use a larger equipment that can scan up to A0 or A0 times 2 to kind of accommodate the fold-outs. Another thing we struggled with is things like thin pages. So that's one of the challenges, especially if the client wants the pages to have the text be OCR'd. Because if it's thin, then that means the next page might have bleeding through with the different text. So we have to use like cream colored paper to interleave and to cover up the behind of the sheets. Another thing we struggled a lot with is tightly bound volume. So that's a big challenge for us, especially when it doesn't open up into 180 degrees. One of the things that one of the projects was like this was the first photo, which is this picture here, where obviously I think it could only open up to this angle. So we either use a V cradle, or for this instance we had to do it on site, and with someone watching me 24/7. So we used foam to kind of like to assist the book opening up, and then slowly moving the foam as we scanned. And because it couldn't open up fully, we had to scan one page this way, or all the pages this way, and then set up and then scan all the pages this way. So that's one of the ways we kind of tackle this problem. Moving on. So after scanning, we also have a bespoke software that we developed called PassView, which is for publishing digitized material like books. And like the BACS also have their volumes uploaded onto our PassView system, which hopefully some of you guys have used and read. And I think the new one that's coming out will be on there as well. So like you see here, when you're uploading onto PassView, they can be OCR'd, even if it is typed text or handwritten text. And obviously, the handwritten text isn't always going to be 100% accurate. Also, a lot of the times it depends on the quality of the handwriting, the quality of the scan, or the consistency of the handwriting. But we've had some good results sometimes, depending on the quality. But for this project, this was all typed text, so it was quite easy for us to kind of detect and recognize all the characters here. And the good thing with using a platform like this is not only can you just search per volume or per PDF, which you might normally do already, but you can search throughout all the PDFs or all the collections in one go for specific words or keywords that have been recognized. And what you'd be able to do is kind of filter through, maybe you want to search only from 2001, 2013, something like that. You can filter these things and filter through the metadata that you input as well. So that's just a quick kind of introduction to PassView. Lastly, we have a competition. So if you want to scan this QR code, then you have a chance of winning some M&S chocolate or some kind of hamper that we will give you. So please feel free to scan this QR code. There's also QR codes on the table here as well. I'll give you some time. Don't worry, we won't make you carry it back tonight. We'll mail it to you afterwards. Okay. So thanks everyone for listening, and I was going to say visit us at our stand, which is here, but there's a lot of information here if you want to have a look, and me and my colleague Josh in the corner there will be around today and for the evening event. So if you just want to talk to us about anything, just have a chat, and feel free to take the notebooks here. There's a lot of free notebooks that we've put out there, so for you to use. So thank you for listening.